Hello everybody, video here for today. This is the no cap recap of the Curse of Oak Island companion show drilling down episode listed as season 12 episode 4 but actually aired right before the 2-hour season 13 premiere. This drilling down episode is called Lucky 13. There's a link to my no cap recap of that season 13 premiere called The Comeback in the upper right. Let's get into it. Previously, on the Curse of Oak Island, people have been looking for an incredible treasure for 230 years. While Marty is driving host Maddie Blake onto the island, Rick says that fans will also get the chance to be driven around in this Buick 1940 special and given a private tour. Marty adds that it was a good excuse to buy a really good car as well. They did not give out the tour website, but Googling it revealed that it is oakislandlegend.com. Maddie asks about finds, and Craig says that things are constantly being found all over the island. Rick says that they have found more items at the halfway point filming season 13 when this drilling down episode was filmed than they have during the entire span of any previous season. Marty adds that they have been thwarted before, but they will not be thwarted this year. To back that up, he points out the money pit area, which is filled with much more equipment than usual. Season 12's ending status and the midway point of season 13 of this money pit area is that the high trace amounts of gold and silver in the water are persistent, providing evidence of a dump truck load of those precious metals. A theory for a while now, but something the team is very sure about now, is that anything to be found that was at a higher depth previously had dropped into a flowing water cavern due to the instability caused by so much digging over the last 230 years. Dr. Spooner says that newer science is being used to test the water for precious metals and have proven that the metals are still there and deeper than previously thought. The smaller item on the table is a chisel, and that was found by Gary on the last episode of season 12. It was dated as being pre-searcher, meaning it would be a depositor tool. The other item is part of a drill casing used by an early searcher group from when the money pit shaft was first drilled into after removal of the 90-foot stone by an earlier searcher group. Over the years and very many digs and drills, the exact location has been lost. But Marty says the drill casing is like a marker for the original money pit. As far as getting to that solution channel, about 210 feet underneath the money pit surface, this is an 8-foot high, 8,000-pound auger. On Maddie's right side, the piece of equipment he is touching is a drilling bucket. Gone are the oscillator pushing caissons into the ground and a hammer grab bringing up the spoils. This auger would be able to get to the solution channel much faster. And the collection bucket's bottom has a door that closes to bring anything above it up to the surface. Alex takes Maddie over to Lot 5 where they are investigating a new structure. Steve says it's what is called in the surveyor world pits and mounds. In the center, a mound is built and a survey stake is put into it. Steve adds the practice has been used for hundreds, if not thousands of years, and that the earliest groups known to use this method are the Romans and Vikings. One of the theories is that descendants of Vikings who had knowledge of North America helped the Knights Templar get to Oak Island as early as the 1100s, and that other Templar-related groups traveled to Oak Island between the 1300s and 1600s. Katya says that the team has found historic items so far this season, and she gives one to Maddie to look at, but we don't get to see it. Alex says that if you are looking for an Oak Island connection to the Templars or Vikings or even earlier, this find could be it. Katya finds things on the season premiere, but seemingly not something that fits that description. Steve adds, Lot 5 is where the most and oldest artifacts are being found, 1600s and earlier. Alex piles on by saying in some cases, way earlier. On the way to Lot 8, Katya says this year they have fresh eyes, fresh theories, and the evidence of treasure they have found is phenomenal. Previously on Lot 8, the team has found a keyhole plate, a garnet gemstone that experts say is over 500 years old, and part of a copper artifact with strange symbols. On Lot 8, Laird and members of the team are excavating a new area that was investigated due to the large granite boulder and the support stones on the sides of it, as well as the other stones close by. Ethan's head is blocking what is an opening into open space under the boulder. Here's a close-up view of the support stones. Maddie is allowed to take a look under it, and he says there's a lot going on here. Laird says that they haven't been able to find a single person that has seen anything like it. Katia pulls out another artifact that we also don't get to see, and this structure is not in episode 1 of season 13. Alex does say that the making of whatever the artifact is has been going on since medieval times. Steve lets us know that this structure is exactly where the December triangle on the Xena Halpern map is located, and Maddie says that it looks like a cap or a plug to him. Alex concludes the Lot 8 portion by saying that they have put a camera in there, and I personally believe the money shot of that footage is included in the Season 12 Preview 2, linked in the upper right here and at the end of the video. In the north end of the swamp, to the west of the Nolan house, the team has uncovered what looks like a smaller stone road. Steve said it is at 1.5 foot above sea level, sharing the same elevation with the stone road, the 600 feet of cobble path, and the multiple cobble platforms. Alex says it continues south to the triangle portion of the swamp, but is not uncovered yet. Gary produces a swamp artifact that we do get to see, that he says could help explain the relationship between all of the structures. He also said that it is really out of place in the swamp, and that you would need this type of artifact with you if you were searching for treasure, and that the initial scientific analysis of it is telling that it could possibly be Templar related. Perhaps more specifically to the Knights of Malta, of which members of that order established a fort in La Have, Nova Scotia in 1632, just 15 miles south of Oak Island. In the lab, Jack says that they keep thinking the number of artifacts they find will diminish, but that has never been the case, and they also seem to get better and better. As an example of the kinds of things that Emma can do in the lab is this encrusted artifact that the CT scanner reveals to be a compass. Seeming to not want to give away a more refined date for it, she says it's pre-1790s, which is still significant because it's before the discovery of the Money Pit Depression in 1795. Laird adds that it was found on lot 15 and that they are finding very old metals there. Next to it is what Laird calls a jeton, used for leaving a blessing on a site to protect it. He says that in this case, it's not a folded coin, but a folded token. To their knowledge, it is the first of this type to be found on Oak Island. The analysis shows that it was very carefully folded. It also reveals where it was found, Lot 5, which is thought to have been a base camp for different generations of visitors building the structures on the island, including the original Money Pit shaft. Lastly, they show Maddie the image of a coin, which is completely explained in episode 1 of season 13 and in my recap, which is linked at the end of this video. Jack says it makes you think that there are thousands of those on the island waiting to be found. Maddie can see the entire thing, but most of the coin is edited out for this drilling down. In the war room, Maddie asks Rick and Marty about their expectations, and Marty says they haven't exceeded their expectations as far as solving the island because they thought they would be able to do it within a year or two. Amazing. And the amount of artifacts and structures they have found have greatly exceeded their expectations. Rick says what is seen on Lot 5 is just the tip of the iceberg because one of the artifacts Katja showed Maddie, which he found with Marty, Rick says it's a major find. Marty says they will definitely find out what is under the Lot 8 structure. He also says that their fortitude with going forward with the search to some extent comes from the fans. He doesn't want to let the team down, but he also doesn't want to let the fans down. Rick says that he would reiterate that and that what he would tell the fans is thank you for coming along for the ride, for believing in this story, for the patience, commitment, and passion to still be here with the team. Next time on an all-new The Curse of Oak Island, Season 13, Episode 2, called Billion Dollar Baby. The synopsis of it reads, after the team makes an ancient discovery on Lot 5, they learn that the fabled treasure could be worth more than anyone ever imagined. Season 13, Episode 3 is called Medieval Intentions, airs on November 18th. Synopsis is, new discoveries in the swamp and money pit area lead to potentially history-changing revelation for the team. And Season 13, Episode 4 is called The Smoking Gun, airing November 25th, 2025. Synopsis is, as the team drills deeper than ever into the money pit area, a find in the swamp could have explosive implications. Episode 1 of Season 13 has already aired, and recaps of all of the aired shows from every season except the last 2 episodes of Season 8 are in my Oak Island playlist. Both the Season 13 2-hour premiere recap and the Oak Island playlist will have links at the end of this video. I will be recapping new episodes as they air from now October 2025 to May 2026, as well as those last two from Season 8. And then I'll be completely caught up. I'll also be putting out retro recaps of The Secret of Skinwalker Ranch. Seasons 2 through 4, Seasons 1, 5, 6, and the first 5 episodes of Season 2 are already done and are in that Skinwalker Ranch playlist. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe, like, and comment. Sempre avanti.